Hey kid, you like Demacia? So you want to main Garen. Well, do you like Demacia? Do you like Justice? Do you like Demacia? Do you like bushes? And can you guess it? Do you like Demacia? Then Demacia, the Demacia is for Garen. I fire my brick in residential areas.
I did things. Y'all saw it.
Get him, Broccoli.
That was a terrible engage on my part, but you know what? We still won.
Don't worry, I'm keeping them away from our turrets. I think his ultimate lasts a really long time.
Ricky, give him the Zuck.
I'm really trying, trust me. Wait, my health regen. My health regen has begun. Look at this shit. Watch. As I regen everything.
Ricky, give him the Zuck.
And it's time to go back.
Oh my God. Give him the Zuck.
Give him the look. Give him the Zuck. Zuck him.
Give him the Zuck,
it's not working. He has healing too.
I'm trying. Well, he doesn't have ult anymore. I'm giving him the Zuck.
Yo, Daryl.
Woohoo.
Yes! I gave him the Zuck.
Give it to him. Give him the Zuck.
Oh, guys, the base.
I want the fucking guy.
Garen was a member of the Crown Guard, a position for protecting the king if you couldn't really figure that one out. He had this really cool uncle, not the touchy, molesty kind, but the really cool kind. He talked all about the rune wars from the olden times, and one day his uncle died by what was thought to be an accident, but was actually a mage bloodletting spell. This made Garen sure that magic may never enter Demacian walls, and only by following Demacian ideals, Demacian strength, and Demacian bush strats will allow him to ever keep the kingdom safe. Garen and Jarvan IV met, and since Jarvan III was ruling one day, he knew that Jarvan IV would become the new king, and it made him want to fight even harder, being friends and all. And most of Garen's lore is pretty much just that. All the reasons why Noxus sucks ass, the reasons why magic sucks ass, and the more reasons to fight for Demacia. He's the Captain America of Demacia, basically. Probably the coolest part of his lore is his relationship with his sister Lux. He always had a sneaking suspicion that Lux may possess unholy magical powers, which she does. She does. But never entertained the idea. The thought of his sister having such disgusting magical abilities was disheartening and terrifying to him, so he wouldn't think too much about it. Still, the relationship as siblings was never really that strong because of this. Garen is just Garen, Demacia, Justice, Garen, Demacia, Bushes, Garen, Justice, Demacia, spinning, Garen, Demacia, and Justice. That is what Garen is all about.
Hey, Breaky, why are you playing Garen out of all the champs?
Because I've already done a Darius video. In-game, Garen he's a fucking meme. He's a meme. Garen's been a meme since the dawn of League of Legends. He's an original 40 champion and was always considered a brain-dead easy one too. You could just slap around their little dick and do unspeakable things to them like Ramsay from Game of Thrones, then spin on them for a couple minutes and win. Garen is why just yelling Demacia all the time became a thing. Azir kind of stole the spotlight with the whole Shurima thing, but Garen was OG. He was the king of hiding in a bush and popping out to fuck people up. Garen was the spin to win king we discussed earlier, being so easy to play. Garen is just a goddamn meme, and he hasn't ceased being a meme. But, I mean, memes aside, barely, Garen is a really simple champion. He's mainly a tank with pretty light damage, but pretty consistent damage. He's one of the few champions left with a silence and also a seriously strong health regen passive along with the other usual tanky abilities. He's probably one of the top 10, really probably is one of the top 10 easiest champions to play in the entire game. If a new person wants to play League, telling them to play Garen is really not a bad choice. He's fun, kinda silly, and can actually be effective if played right. And playing him right isn't too hard either. Just get some muscle milk and write this on your forehead, buy a ghillie suit, and you're good to go. So Garen's passive is basically Wolverine's regeneration. You regenerate a percentage of max HP only when you're out of champion combat. The regen is increased at 25% health and insanely increased at level 11. Then monsters won't stop at level 11, and it increases at 50% instead of just 25%, and here's some full HP math. So Garen's passive is actually ridiculous. A smart player will keep poking you to stop it from proccing, but he regens stupid amounts of health with this. Early levels in lane, you know, it's okay, not the best, but since it scales with max HP, building health makes it even better. But once you get to level 11, my God, is it strong. Combine it with some healing items, and you basically walk into a team fight, deal your damage, escape, and regen a full within 6 seconds, and come back. It's pretty insane. Garen's Q is one of the only silences left in the game. You cleanse yourself of all slows, gain 30% bonus movement speed, your next auto attack deals bonus damage and silences for 1.5 seconds. You reset your auto attack timer and shut the fuck up. Garen is a Demacian god. With Cho'Gath being meta right now, I'm reminded why silences are a real pain in the ass. This is why Bush Garen is so popular. You go in a bush, they can't see you or hit you unless they ward it, then when they get close, you just kind of like, you know, you silence them, and they can't retaliate, because they're silenced, and you get free damage. That's why Bush Garen is a meme, because of the silence. That, and I mean, I don't think you could shave your Demacian pubes in the older times. Bush Garen.
What?
What did I say about centaurs the other day?
Oh, you said
I
where's
forgot.
their their tits?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did they lactate for? Because is it the horse part or the human part?
What?
Mystery solved.
Hey, our turret's gonna go down.
Wait,
Guys.
how did,
Not if I can help.
wait, how did we solve the mystery?
Because I forgot what I said. And I remembered.
Did you figure out the answer to it?
No. It's fiction. It can be whatever it wants, you know.
Garen's W is just a little bit more tank on my tank. Passively, you permanently gain a quarter armor and MR every time you kill a unit. A max 30 of both. Actively reduces your damage by 60% and increases your tenacity by 60%. That active lasts for only 3/4 of a second, but then it's reduced to 30% of the original value for the remainder of the time. The duration is 2 to 6 seconds depending on your level, and I mean, hey, Demacia math. Garen's W is the simplest part of his kit. You just passively gain armor and MR with farming, and when you're about to take big damage or take big CC, you just activate it. It's really easy. You use it the same way you'd use like a Fiora parry. Because with the whole 60% immediate and then scaling off, you want to go ahead and take the largest brunt of the damage in that first few seconds. So you kind of got to time it at that time. But then the rest is just all a bunch of damage resistance. Garen's E is spinning and winning. You spin like a god for 3 seconds. You can move through units and deals damage in a circle AoE. You gain 33% increased damage if you only hit one enemy. You can critical strike. And champions hit 4 times will have their armor reduced and you can reactivate it to cancel it. And here's a couple little earth rotation math. Spin to win. Yes. No basic attacking allowed. Only spins, only damage. With increased spins per level, the ability to crit, and armor reduction becoming a baseline, full damage Garen can indeed be a thing that exists, and people sometimes play it, I guess, a couple times. Finally, Garen's ultimate is J space U space S space T space I space C space E. Justice. Passively, Garen has a villain. The villain is the enemy champion with the most kills in the last 5 minutes. Auto attacks and E spins on that champion deal 1% max HP as bonus true damage. If you activate his ultimate, you get this big fucking sword thing and deals magic damage for a percentage of their missing HP. And the magic becomes true damage if it's the villain. And here's some justice math. Garen's ultimate is where the whole justice thing came from, because he yells justice when you use it. When you deal a ton of damage to someone with it, it's great and all, but when you get the kill, a massive shockwave explosion occurs, and it's pretty awesome. It's a really good execute. However, the whole villain mechanic is frankly annoying. It's barely ever important, and when it is, it feels like a gimmick. You do more damage to the most fed person in the enemy team, which you normally don't want to fight because they're the most fed person on the enemy team. It helps, sure, but it's very rare that it actually becomes useful. So skill max on Garen, I go E, Q, and then W. Now, obviously, you'd think going E is the best choice. I've seen some people go Q first, but no, you go E. It's spinning. Spinning is the best. But how do I play Garen? Garen, Demacia, bushes. Garen, Demacia is my city. Garen is the champion you play if you're looking for a good time at $3.99 a minute or your money back. You see, Garen is far from the best champion in League. One could argue that many of the other tank or bruiser characters do what he does, but just a little bit better. Darius is a fantastic example of that, but Garen does still have a few things going for him, most notably his silence. Alright everyone, help me fight this Gragas and I will reward you.
No, the whole team is there actually, so I don't.
I
Nailed it.
breaking.
Oh, I silenced him. Oh, wait. That's not my team. That is nope. Hey, you get that turret, Dark.
I'm doing it.
Being one of the only champions that still has a silence, it helps you really bring the hurt to your enemies for a few seconds. And you see, Riot has been slowly rolling back the silences as time goes on. Many champions have had their silences removed because, let's face it, silences are fucking annoying. Probably the most annoying CC in the game. Hell, I'd rather be stunned than silenced, because when I'm stunned, at least I know that while I can't move, I can just weigh out the stun duration. With a silence, I am slamming on my keyboard, trying to get my abilities to work without any success. Yeah, sure, a stun is far worse than a silence in a game perspective, but the false sense of security with a silence, like, it's so mentally taxing. That is easily Garen's best strength, is his silence. Everything else is just for the memes, mostly. His W is good to pop when you're about to get bursted, but that's mostly it. He has his patented personal LP bringing, big dick growing, bush hoarding, spin to win E, which is his main damage source, and of course his execution ultimate, which of course you have to type in all caps justice when you kill someone with it, all chat. But besides that, he's actually an incredibly basic champion when it comes down to it. The only thing that really sets him apart is that silence and his health regen. Now, making a build all about passive health regen is mainly for memes. Warbogs and Spirit Visage, definitely not a core build or even the most optimal one, but you do it for the fucking memes. Going in, taking almost your entire health bar and damage, and then walking out doing one-handed vertical push-ups in an entire suit of armor while regenning your entire health bar in 6 seconds tops is definitely one of the best sights to behold. But most of the time, that doesn't work, and instead you just get killed because you should have been building armor or something, which kind of sucks. But hey, that's what your team here is for. All in all, Garen is a very, very fun champion. That's generally what you play him for fun. His strengths feel outclassed by a lot of other champions, but that doesn't mean he isn't effective or unviable. It just means that if you play Garen, make sure you're going in trying to have fun instead of try-harding your heart out. Now let's make some big bush plays. Sony always wins, baby. Sony always wins. Fuck! In lane, your basic trading combo is auto attack, Q reset, and then spin on them. When the spin or silence is up, you go back to farming. If they outtrade you, you farm safely and let your passive regen you to safely. But one important thing is that if you accidentally take a tower shot, make sure to pop your W right as it hits you. Getting that 60% reduction versus the, 30% is very important. Mid-game, roaming is really nice for Garen. Specifically teaming with your jungler to counter jungle or going to wherever your villain is. A lot of the time, the villain will either be the enemy ADC or mid laner, so either run mid with your silence and use that time to kill them, or teleport bot and get that saucy 4-man bot lane dive. Use your ultimate for deceptive amounts of execution damage and, start getting tanky. Late game, your silence is like 90% of your kit. Unless you're on someone super squishy, your E doesn't do much damage and your autos are even more shit. You are just there for a silence, armor penetration, and to tank a bunch of bullets. Landing a silence on an enemy squishy could mean death for them since they can't flash out or heal from your team's engage or damage. If you can't do that, then just E on a tank and reduce their armor to make them easier to kill. Lastly, ult a low health target. That's honestly all you really do with your ultimate. If they're low health, do it, get them out of the way, and then move on. Besides that, just be a nuisance and you should be okay. For Garen builds, Grasp the Undying is probably your best choice mastery-wise. For runes, AD or lethality and tank work out very well, although I do enjoy running movement speed quints to go speedy. And for builds, 1 damage item in full tank, sometimes 2 damage items if you're kind of missing the damage. Or, you can go full lethality and crit if you want to be a cock. For Garen's skins, we have Gilly Garen, It's That Time of the Garen, Wrath of the Lich Garen, Diamond Jawline Garen, For the Emperor Garen, Har Har Feedle My Garen, I don't know what this is, and a fuckload of tassels Garen. So let's wrap up Garen. You play Garen for fun and for the memes. He's good sometimes, horrible other times, but generally in the middle most of the time. A lot of people do what he does better, but it doesn't make him non-viable. So long as you're looking for a good time, Garen is the pick for you. And now, before I go, here are the usual Garen clips. Enjoy. Oh, you silly man!
It's me.
Woo!
Do you see that like fade away Garen ult?
Yeah. I've mastered-
And he's dead in 2 hits.
Ah!
I don't know which one I silenced, but I hope it was the Syndra. It was the Syndra.
That was a
No
Syndra.
stopping. Come on. Garen is a champion that is better than Darius. Don't worry,
Why
Dark.
were you
I'm
dead?
on my way. Just wait. Why would you run away from
No,
that?
no, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. I'm gonna go take her out, right?
You are.
Aha! Wow, that actually worked.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that last auto attack seemed
Let's
to
go.
have canceled on
Let's go,
you.
Yako.
Yeah, it like didn't do it.
Nathan, is Slumdog Millionaire a representation of Indian life?
100%.
Get him, Yako.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching my Garen video. If you liked it, please go ahead and hit the subscribe to lootcrate.com/Bricky and promo code Bricky for 10% off. Look at all these themes, excellent themes. Loot Crate is a fantastic service. I'm sponsored by them, Demacia. My name is Bricky, and please don't fuck up my solo queue. Bye-bye.
Spin to win, till they die. If you're justice, they will cry. Spin to win, face them all. Just one side.